This is Lady V, just coming on today with another video, continuing on with our single series, Living Single to the Glory of the Lord. Why? Because Philippians 4:13, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us, and that's including singles. We can live to the glory of the Lord. And we've been talking about all this month and a little part of last month, just keys, tips, encouragement to Christian singles and helping them to live life to the glory of the Lord. And even myself, as I told you before, I'm not talking as one who is married yet, and I have never been married, so I'm not talking as one that is not in a Christian single's shoes. I am right there in the same boat with you, and I just know and I hold on to Philippians 4:13, and I know and I believe that the Lord is a keeper. Not only do I know and I believe it, but I'm a living witness that He is a keeper to those who want to be kept, and that we, through Christ, not of our own strength, not of anyone else's strength, but through Christ, can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. And so today I just wanted to give you some tips that we've been discussing in Bible class at my church here in Detroit, that I think that just will help you on your journey to knowing if a person is the one or should you look for another. Okay, and we're just going to get right into it today. And the first thing that I would say, if you want to know if a person is the one or should you look for another, as a single woman or man of God who want to be married, you must first insist on marriage and don't settle for less. Okay, so what does that mean? If the person who's approaching you, who's interested in you, and they're just wanting to fling, they just wanting something to look good on their arms, or they just want a play date, that's not the one. Clearly, right there, that'll save you a whole bunch of time, effort, emotions, because that person is not going down the same road you're going. They're looking for a plaything. You're looking for something lasting. You're looking for marriage. They're looking for a plaything. So clearly, if you get that, if you get to know that up front, that will help us with a whole lot of things, and we won't get entangled with a lot of things in our emotions and all of this stuff. So the first thing you want to know, and you want to remember, those who are single, and you're looking for someone and you want to be married, you insist on being married and you don't settle for less. Okay, so the second thing that I wanted to share is make sure your love for God succeeds your love for any man. That's just number one, period. You cannot have someone in your life that you love more than God. Okay, so if a person is in your life telling you to do things that's unbiblical, trying to lead you away from the Lord, you're saying, no, I want to remain celibate until I'm married. No, I want to remain pure until I'm married. And this person, well, if you love me, then we'll, no, buddy. My love for you does not supersede my love for God. So that's another warning sign, or another red flag, or another white flag, or a green flag, rather, a green light. So it can either be a red flag, which means if someone's requesting you to put them before God, that's a red flag. And a green light could mean if a person is saying, no, nothing that I do, I never want you to put me before God, then that's a good sign. Okay, another one would be, don't waste time in relationships that are dead ends. Of course, that goes right back to the first one. You insist on being married, and you don't get involved with dead end things. If the thing is not going anywhere, it's dead end. If the person is an unbeliever, it's a dead end. Amos 3:3, how can two walk together unless they agree? Not going to happen. It's a dead end relationship. Don't even get involved in it. Save yourself the time, save yourself the tears, save yourself the emotions, save yourself the fasting and praying to break the soul ties and the bonds between. Save yourself all of that. And listen, I think Maya Angelou said it when she said, when people show you themselves, believe them. And another thing, we have to stop being so quick to jump into stuff. Sit back, kick back, have patience. One of the fruits of the Spirit, temperance, self-control. Have patience. Exercise those fruits. Kick back, relax, and look and see the environment. See the person in certain environments. See how they're acting. See their character. See how they treat people. See how their relationship is with the Lord. See all of this before you jump into stuff. You'll save yourself a whole bunch of time, emotions, all of this stuff. Remember before I was telling you, we want to be a people of pre-sight versus, or foresight versus hindsight. We all have a testimony of hindsight, but we want to be a people of foresight now and pre-sight, okay? We want to see things before it happens. We don't want to always have to get burnt by the fire in order to know that the fire is hot, okay? So the next thing is VR, okay? The person who you're interested in has to have VR. And what are you, and I know you're saying, well, what is VR? VR is voluntary righteousness. Yes, must be there. Okay, what does that mean? That means no prompting, no cheerleading. You're already seeking the Lord. You're already going hard after Him. You're already in the Lord's face. You're already a prayer warrior. You're already reading your word. You're already living the life that the Lord will have you to live, striving to be holy, striving to be the man and woman of God that God has called you to be, created you to be. You're already a praiser. You're already a worshiper. There's me getting into your life or you going into somebody's life. You shouldn't have to prompt them and cheerily go. You shouldn't have to do all of that in order for them to serve the Lord. It should already be there. And that goes along with just a little thing that I have when I say that we are not many gods. Let me get a little closer. You are not, I repeat, a many God. God is the only one who can change somebody. If we just get that in our head, we'll save ourselves a lot of heartache and pain, all of these crazy things, situations that we get ourselves into. If we can just get that and grab a hold of it, that we are not God and we cannot change anybody. If the person does not want to be changed, you coming in their life is not going to change them. You're leaving their life, it's not going to change them. They have to want to change. So let us stop getting into relationships with people who, he 5% saved. No, he has to be, or she has to be 100% saved. Okay, you're not God. You're not going to fashion and create them into your image. No, they are either there or they're not. Okay. So the next one is, it's called we learned this, it's called the KFF. And you're probably wondering, what is the KFF? And the KFF is beware of the kiss frog fantasy. Okay? The kiss the frog fantasy. This is going back again with many God. If it's a frog, you're going to be a frog. She's going to be a frog. If it's a frog, just like a real frog, you kiss a frog, you have warts, okay? A frog will be a frog. When you kiss the frog, it's not going to turn into a prince, okay? And she's not going to turn into a princess. Not going to happen. A frog is going to be a frog. Just like they say, an old saying is, you lay down with dogs, you wake up with fleas. It's going to be that way. You cannot change that person. You cannot fantasize, ooh, if I just do this, and if we just make it here, and I can just do this, and I can just get him. No, if he's not there, not going to happen. The Lord changes people's hearts, not us. The Lord changes people's, okay? And so you have to accept the person for where they are, okay? And you have to really look down the road and say, can I live with this person if they never change what they are now, the way they are now? Can I live with this person, okay? And I like a little quote that the pastor told us in Bible study when he was giving us these tips, and he was saying, love and romance will not keep you together, okay? You have to, it's other things. After the love and the romance, there's other things you're going to have to deal with. You have to live life after you get out of the bed, okay? You're going to have to live life, okay? So you can't live in a fantasy. You have to live in reality, okay? Another tip for you, and the pastor called this ED, and it's called emotional distance. And he was saying, get the hint. If you're calling someone and they're not calling you back, you're trying to communicate with them and they're not communicating back with you, that's a hint that he's just not that into you, or she's not that into you. Anytime you have emotional distance, that's a problem. So that's a hint to move on forward. Don't try to see what the problem is, see how you can make it. No. If the person is not interested in you and getting to know you, getting to know what you're about and all this, and you got to prompt them and prime and all this other stuff, not worth it. Next. Okay, now the next one is, it's called LDP, and this one was just This one is very important, and it's LDP stands for life dominating problem. A life dominating problem is always reoccurring, okay? Meaning they're not free to love you because they're bound by a sin. They're already in love with their sin. Whether that be they're cheating from the beginning, whether that be addiction to drugs, pornography, anything, alcoholism, anything like that, anything that's a life dominating problem. And this goes back to the many God syndrome. You cannot save people. You cannot change people. If they have that issue right there, why would you take that into a relationship and take that into a marriage? Relationships and marriage already needs a lot of work into it, has to put a lot of work into it. So why would you go into it knowingly with a life dominating problem? Like somebody is addicted to pornography, why would you even get involved with someone like that, and especially take it into a marriage when you see already marriages disintegrate due to pornography problems and different things like that. So if someone has a life dominating problem, they're already in love. How are they going to love you? They're already addicted. They're already in bondage. They need to have time with the Lord and get free from that bondage, get free from that addiction before they're able to step into any relationship with anybody. They have to have that relationship with the Lord and maintain that first, okay? And so another one is CIN, and actually this is the last one. It's called CIN versus a CIP. And beware of those who are Christian in name only, okay? Christian in name only. They have a profession, but they have no practice. That's it. Versus a CIP, which means a Christian in practice, okay? So you're looking for someone that's not a CIN, but they are CIP. They are Christian in practice. These days, a lot of people say they're Christians, but as Jesus told us, you should know them by their fruit. We need to look at the fruit, okay? And so I hope that these tips help you. They helped me do a Bible study, and I just wanted to come on and share them with you. God bless you, and remember, as a single, you can live to the glory of the Lord because you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. God bless.